So my name is Vinod Siani. I'm the CEO of EducateMe Group, who are hosting this webinar with our university partners in the UK, University of Law. Now we're just trying to stay on a little bit longer, delaying. Hopefully we'll get a few more attendees. They're still coming in. They're still coming in. I think at the moment the count is about 17. Hopefully what we'll do now is we'll start the presentation, and I'm sure somebody in our team is letting everybody in anyway slowly. So we'll just let that carry on in the background. So who's controlling the slides in the background from my team? Is it Ali?
Hi, Vinod. Ali is taking care of it.
Right. Okay, then. All right. Okay, so I will just announce when I'm ready for the slide change, which I think we will be going for the next one, please. Ali, when you're ready. Thank you. And the next one. Okay, so who we are. My name is Vinod Siani. I'm the CEO of EducateMe Group. My background predominantly is working in the education sector for the last 37 years. Okay, so I've seen a lot of students go through the academic journey and graduate and be professionals and so forth. And I often get asked, Vinod, how many students do you think you've engaged with over 37 years? And it's quite difficult to count, but when you consider that there is at least 3 intakes in a year, and if you count that, I mean, we're talking about 90 plus intakes over 30 plus years. And so the numbers are in its hundreds of thousands when we think about it like that. It's too difficult to kind of pinpoint, but roughly it's in the region of at least 300,000, perhaps more, students that I've engaged with over this year. And you can imagine over these 37 years and perhaps engaging with 300, 400,000 students, the kind of services and what I've seen and what I've dealt with, it's just enormous. It's never ending. So EducateMe is a UK company. We provide consultancy to students and primarily all-rounded support for students who show aspirations that they want to have international study. Next slide, please, Mr. Ali. What we do. Our aim is to make quality education more accessible to students all around the world. Okay, so make it easier for you to grab. Next slide, please. How do we become one of the best in the market? We become the best in the market through accreditations, and these accreditations are given to us through trust. And through trust, we engage with our learners. We're honest, and we have these affiliations which have trusted us in becoming the best at what we are. Okay, next slide, please. How are we different from others? What is it that we offer that is different from the typical student agent that you come across every day on Facebook, on social media, perhaps on your route to work or on your route to university or college? How are we different? Well, firstly, we don't charge any fees to our students. So there's no consultation fees. We don't believe in charging. And the reason that is because as a university agency, we get paid from the university, and that's where our services come from. And so we don't need to charge at source. And agencies who charge at source are wrong. So if you are wanting to pursue study abroad, please avoid going to an agency that is charging you for an application fee or advice. Okay, it is wrong. They're not allowed to do that. Secondly, of course, not everybody has got access to the funds you need. And sometimes we need to take advantage of any loans. And so there is assistance available through education loans, and we can help you with that. We're also partnered with One Vasco, VFS, as everybody knows it. Now, VFS is the largest government organization that works with countries for visa services. So the chances are that if you are applying for a visa to go to any country, the organization in the middle that will handle your application, take your paperwork from you, is a company called VFS. And VFS is owned by a company called One Vasco. What that means is, in our partnership with One Vasco VFS, it means we're able to tailor your application and make sure it's in excellent hands. And they will check your application for thoroughness before it is submitted for a visa application. In other words, it will eliminate any type of visa refusals, okay? As an agency, we are also affiliated with a company called Student Circus. Student Circus is an organization, it's a platform, an online platform, only available to international students. And it's a service that allows international students to grasp placements and employment opportunities, okay? There is no other agent that offers this service. And guess what? It's free. It's free only if you apply through us. English classes, yes, like other agents, we also offer English classes, one-to-one, IELTS, PTE, language cert. We offer all of that service. We can even go as far as picking you up from the airport. And so if there are requirements for that, we can organize all of that. And we have a transparent portal. Now, what that portal means is you, the student or the agent, can see live where your application lies between us and the university. And so you have a live access that you can view to look at the progress of your application. Okay, and that is something that not many agents offer, but it's something that we have now started offering from this year, so October. I believe it's going to be launched in the next week or 2 weeks, it'll be launched. Okay, next slide, please. Fatima Whitbread, perhaps not your age group, but in 1982, Fatima Whitbread, a UK citizen, was the world champion and double Olympian, okay, in 1982, and has been awarded the MBE. The MBE is an award that is given to them by the royalty, by the Queen Elizabeth at that time. And MBE stands for Member of the British Empire, for awards in services to sport to Great Britain. What about that? A great ambassador that leads us forward, okay? And this is whom we are. We are leaders in the market. We are champions in the market. Next slide, please. Free IELTS. So we're running a promotion at the moment where any student who wishes to do study abroad application, but requires an IELTS or a PTE English proficiency test in order to get entry into the university, we're offering this service completely free. So you may find other organizations are charging you 10,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees, whatever it is. If you're going to make your application for study abroad through us, we will give you 100% cashback for whatever you pay on your English proficiency course with us. If you're interested in this, then please register your interest and we can make your application and start progressing your application for your aspirations to study abroad. Next slide, please. I believe this is the last slide. And here we go. This is my time where I end this over to the lovely Rong. And I'm going to remain in the background. And at the very end, if we have any questions, that's when we will be open for Q's and A's. All right. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ron.
Thank you, Vinod. There are lots of amazing offers provided by EducateMe. And EducateMe has always been our trusted partners to work with, and it's a pleasure to work with you. I'm Ron, and currently I'm working as an Associate Director of the University of Law's International Recruitment Team. And today I'm going to give you lots of reasons why study with ULaw and the course we're offering for January intake. Next slide, please. So by the name, the University of Law, many students might think we only offer law courses, but actually we offer law, business, and science courses. We are the largest legal education provider in the UK, and we have over 150 years of history been training UK practicing lawyers. So we have trained more practicing lawyers in the UK than anyone else. And for law, especially for those students who want to practice in the UK, they might heard about solicitor or barristers. So for barrister course, we offer up to 50 hours of advocacy training, which is the 3 times of what's required by SPA standard boards. And as a university focused on law, we also offer lots of networking opportunities for the students and the law firms. Many law firms send their trainees to the University of Law to complete their training program. And we also host national law fairs per year, so the student will have first-hand experience when they meet their future employers. And we have been awarded overall 5-star, which is the highest by QS Uni ranking. And our focus is always employability. So our degree settings are very different from other UK universities. So our degree are more practical and prepare the students for professional career. And we have amazing employability support team. And at later stage, I will mention employment promise scheme, which is the only we are the only UK university providing employment promise scheme. And with our campus, we have multi-locations across the UK. We have London, Birmingham, Manchester, Nottingham, Leeds, Bristol. So with those big cities located in commercial centers, students will benefit from the location of traveling, and they will enjoy the guest lecturers to travel to on their campus. And we also offer mentor scheme for the student who want to witness how's the lawyers they like, for example, when they join as a student. Okay, so lots of benefit when you study with us. Next slide, please. The course we're offered are, especially for January intake, we offer law, business, and science courses. The highlight of the courses we're offering for this January intake is master degree with professional practice, which is 2-year course. Students will spend the first year to complete their academic study, and the second year they will do the professional practice part via either they can do work placement, or if they want to complete a dissertation and prepare for their PhD application, then they can spend the second year to complete the dissertation. Or some students might be more interested in starting their own business, so they can spend the second year to start to prepare and draft their business proposal. And some students, they might be interested in working with the real life industry, small and medium companies to find out what's their current issue and give them consultancy project. So the way we work with students is from the second term of their first year, the student will need to decide what route for their professional practice year they choose. And they will be assigned a supervisor specifically work with the students. If they are looking for work placement, then they will be arranged several tutorials to teach the student where the database is and how can they present themselves to the employers, how to work on their CVs, and the team will conduct a mock interview with the student once they have been selected for the interview process. So for work placement, many students will ask, am I guaranteed a place for work placement? In the real life world, nobody will guarantee you a job. However, in the past record, we've sent 60% of our students to work placement, which the industry average is 20% of students will get work placement. So compare with industry average, we have been doing very well in securing work placement for the students. And from the second term, if students choose business consultancy projects, then they will be arranged the 36 hours of training, and the supervisor will work with the student to find the potential business they can work with and find out the project they can work with. Of course, throughout the process, our career service team are always available for the students to work on their CV, mock interview. For the students, if they need to pass the assessment center before the interview process, our employment team are there to help the students. And if students, they are more comfortable in coming to the UK to study 1 year, then we also accept a student to study 1 or 2 years. But one thing to be notified is the student, when they apply before CAS issuance, they need to decide, is it 1 year or 2 year they want to study for the PG program. If they choose 2 years, they will receive combined CAS for 2-year courses. And tuition fees, depending on the location, London is slightly more expensive, and the 2-year is around £1,000 more expensive than 1-year course. And on top of the fees we put here, we also offer early bird discount. For January intake, the deadline for early bird discount is 27th of October, and it's £500. Next slide, please. And in January intake, we also offer Bachelor of Law degree, which is one of our most popular courses. But for January intake, we offer 3 years only. For students joining us for both September intake, now we offer LB with foundation for students whose score are lower than what we required, or for students coming from 12 years of study education system, and they will need 1 year foundation before they start a 3-year course with us. So for 3-year, it will be many students ask me, why study the 3-year LB with you law? Why not other academic focused university? I'll give them the reason. We have pro bono clinic in every campus. So when students study with us at undergraduate level, they can apply pro bono project, and they will be assigned supervisor. And in our pro bono clinic center, we take cases from the real life clients. And we also work with external law firms and some voluntary organizations like Citizen Advice Bureau to give the free legal advice to the public. So when students study with us, they will have wide access of what the real life solicitor are dealing with already. And another advantage to study LB with us is the student will get access for the ULaw SQE app. SQE means Solicitor Qualifying Examination. So it's a national exam. Every student want to practice as a lawyer in the UK, they need to take the exam if they want to be a solicitor. So we will give them enough database to practice. And every week they have to complete a mock exam as part of their homework. So by the time they graduate, they should be ready for the national exam. And the tuition fee is quite similar. London is slightly higher compared with outside London. And for Bachelor of Law, many students will study, if students want to be a commercial lawyer, then they might choose LB with business. If students are more into becoming a barrister, then most of them will choose LB with criminology. So depending on their interest. Next slide, please. And other course we're offering are PG academic master law courses. So those courses which are slightly different from professional law courses at PG level, the academic law courses are for students coming with related background. For example, if student coming with human resource management background, and they take academic master in employment law because they want to get more in-depth knowledge about a specialized area of UK law. Then those are for students who want to get an academic master degree, but they are not looking to practice as a lawyer in the UK. So with those ones, we have around 30 different choices for the student to choose. For students coming with accounting, finance background, many of them will choose compliance and regulation, LLM, corporate governance. Or for students who are interested in to be an arbitrator, then they choose international arbitration. So we accept students with non-law background. And for those students without any law background, they have to complete 2 weeks induction about English legal system before they join the master course. And for every master program, students will offer 6 weeks free master prep program. So the student will be well prepared before they join to study master degree with us. Next slide, please. And we also offer science postgraduate courses, which are psychology, computer science. Both are conversion course. We don't require students to have IT background, or they don't have to have psychology background. So it's a conversion course for students with diverse background and who are interested in joining us at a master level to complete their master degree in the 2 areas. Next slide, please. For scholarship, we offer either international bursary or scholarship for students. The difference is we offer up to £3,000 international bursary to students for PG in London, and for outside London, for example, we offer £2,500 automatic tuition fee deduction for the students. So in the offer letter, you will see the international bursary has been already automatically awarded for international students. But some students, for example, if they achieve first class and they are looking for higher scholarship amount, in their offer letter, they can also find a link to apply the scholarship, which you meet the standard. So on our website, we will list the different standard for different type of scholarship. And for those scholarship application, you will need to fill the assessment form. And then once completed, after the deadline, we will announce if you have been awarded or not. If not, then you will get international bursary plus early bird discount if you pay cash deposit before certain dates, before 27th of October for January intake. So lots of benefits in the scholarship scheme with us. Next slide, please. Okay, very important information for English requirement. Next slide, please. So we offer English exemptions for some students if they're coming from India or some European countries, or we accept a WAEC for students from Africa. So depending on where you're from, on our website, we also list what kind of qualification are exempted. In general, for the English requirement, we use IELTS academic as the benchmark. So you can see for law, we have higher entry requirements. In general, we need 6.5, IELTS with minimum 6.0. For undergraduate business, we will require 6.0 with minimum 5.5. For postgraduate and science, we will need 6.5. So it's quite standard. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And other accepted English language tests we also accepted is TOEFL, IBT, Pearson, PTE, but not limited for those ones. And worth to mention, we also have ULET, which is our internal English test, which the scoring system is the same with IELTS. It's free for everyone. If students get conditional offer, then they can take ULET with us. Next slide, please. So many students will ask us for more information about our free English language test. Who is ULET for? I just mentioned for both undergraduate and postgraduate students who has English language condition pending. And how long is ULET? It takes up to 3.5 hours to complete, like IELTS exam. And it's an online test, so student doesn't need to come to a certain place. They can complete from home. What does ULET test? ULET consists of 4 language components, quite similar with other language tests. And how can I take ULET? They can take online and free of charge. When do I get my result? You will get your result within 5 working days after you sit the test. So before the actual test, a student will need to complete the onboarding process. So during the onboarding process, the student will have about 10 minutes to complete a sample test. So when students, they take the actual test, they will have a flavor during onboarding session. What's the test like? It's quite similar with IELTS. Next slide, please. And application, what we need, depending on the course you are applying, but most of the courses we will need. If you have CV, you have many years of work experience, it's worth to put your CV through. And number 2 is academic transcript and certificates. We will need it, and we will need your passport, statement of purpose, personal statement. For letter of recommendation, it's not compulsory for every course. For law conversion course, we will need it. And for bar practice course application, we will need it. But for most courses, we don't need a reference letter. English proficiency certificates at the point of application, you can submit without this and pass the ULET. But if you do, please attach it. And work experience proof, those this is for the student who graduate for many years and there's a study gap, then we want to see what have you done during the gap. And if unfortunately you have any visa refusal history, please do not hide, please attach it with your application. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I just mentioned employability promise. We offer the employment promise. The concept is very straightforward. If student cannot find a job within 9 months of graduation, we will refund the student's tuition fee. This applies to legal practice course, SQE 1 and 2, which is professional legal practice course. And we also apply this to postgraduate business courses, including 2 years postgraduate business courses. Because in the past, we have been successfully placing students in the industry after graduation. And especially for postgraduate business course setting, we work with advisory board coming from those famous names. You can say Alibaba Cloud and the Cisco. So those senior management team from those companies, they will give us feedback, industry feedback, and they will give us review our course content. If you see the course for postgraduate business courses on our website, you can see all the modules are compulsory because we need to meet the advisory board's requirement, and also we need to make sure because our postgraduate and undergraduate business courses are accredited by CMI, Chartered Management Institute, and for marketing, it's accredited by CIM, Chartered Institute of Marketing. We need to meet the industry. So when students graduate with us, they do not only obtain a degree, they also get the professional qualification. And also, our past history shows we are very competent, and we don't want to refund every single student. So we have to help them to find a job. So this is a very good scheme to help give students confidence how practical our courses are. And for all the modules, we don't ask a student to write like a 60 credit dissertation. Instead, the assessment methods are more practical. If you check our course portfolio, we divided the courses in each term, like 15 credit modules. We don't give 60 credit big modules. We need to make sure the students study have understanding, a better understanding of the industry, because when they graduate, nobody will ask them to write dissertation. They need to build up the problem solving, the project consultancy skills, for example. Okay, next slide, please. Application deadline for January intake. This is very important. I just mentioned we have early bird discount, and many students pay attention to the CAS deadline. For students based overseas, normally it's 6 weeks before course start date. So the last date for applications, especially for PG business, is 2nd of December 2024. And last date for credibility interview. So I've got to mention during the application process, if you are from non-low risk regions, you will need to pass credibility interview before unconditional offer issued. So this benefit from student because every student, if you're coming from non-low risk regions, you will need to, every university will conduct a credibility interview before issuing CAS to the student. So we put it as part of your condition to make sure only after you pass the credibility interview and you can accept your offer. Previously, students pay cash deposit, then conduct a credibility interview. But from this January intake, there's a positive change. We ask a student to pass the interview first, and then students, after they pass, then they will get the unconditional offer and pay cash deposit. So the application process is more smoothly. And last date for cash is 16th of December, just before Christmas, for student based overseas. But if student based in the UK, then you will have an extended cash deadline, which is normally 3 weeks before the course start date. And the course start date for this January-February intake for postgraduate program are 17th of February. Next slide, please. Okay, so next step, if you are interested in the University of Law, start to make your applications with EducateMe. I will hand over to Vinod.
Thank you very much, Ram. Thank you. So what is the next slide, please, Ali? Thank you. Right, for those of you who want to pursue an application, the way to get started now is if you're on your computer, you can click on the QR code. If you're on your phone, you can click the website. You will need to go to this form. You'll need to fill it out. This is going to be our profile form, where it will give us the information we need, basic information, to start building your profile and helping you with your application. Okay. This will also allow us to take you through any English requirements you need, whether you're interested in the free IELTS, then our counselors will explain how that offer works. Rong explained that the deadlines are coming up as early as December. We are in the month of October, and we need to make the early bird discount towards the end of October. So let's take advantage of that, because it means that you can get some money off if you were to make your applications now. All right, so let's take advantage of that. As students, when I was a student, any opportunity I get to save money, I always took a chance at it. So please, I urge you all, if you have the opportunity, and if this is something that is definitely of interest, then start the ball rolling now. Okay, next slide, please. So on our website, we don't want to play them now because it'll just take too long. But on our website, we have a whole load of video testimonials from students who have used us to get their applications into university and come into university. We've got video galleries of students who have done the English courses and so forth. So there's lots of information available. Okay, so please do make sure that you take time to view some of these videos and testimonials. Next slide, please. And here we are finally at questions. So can I ask now, those of you who have interest and have some questions, can I ask you, now is the time to raise your hand, put your questions in the chat. Our team has just put on the chat group the names of our counselors. So please connect with them and make your inquiry. Any questions you have, our counselors are professionals. They've all gone through the necessary training. They've all dealt with hundreds of applications, so you're in good hands. All right, so questions, please. We're here to answer your questions. Myself, from EducateMe regarding your application, and Rong regarding anything that you perhaps want to clarify again through University of Law. Looks like we've done a tremendous job, Rong. We have no questions.
Seems I explained everything pretty clearly.
I think we have. Well, we're just going to be here for 2-3 minutes more in case any of you want to ask questions. If after 2-3 minutes, if there are no questions, then we'll close this meeting, okay? This meeting will be available on our website for anybody to go back and view. It'll be on our website under Study Abroad, and then there will be a link called Webinars. You can click in there and you'll be able to see all the webinars that we do. All we need is one person to start the ball rolling for any questions.
All right, Vinod, I have a question here. So wrong. Wrong. The MSc program, which is of 2 years, and the tuition fees is for complete 2 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, compared with 1-year program, it's around £1,000 more. So it will benefit the student who are looking for spending more time in the UK to get a better understanding of the job market. And after the 2 years postgraduate program, they can apply graduate to route visa. So in total, 4 years for them to stay in the UK. And then by that time, they should, with our employment promise on top, they should be able to find their ideal job.
Yeah. Thank you.
I must say, you are one of the unique universities, Rong, that offers work placement, job opportunities in the second year. I mean, yeah, commendable that University of Law are offering this.
Yes, and we do have some students, they are taking very important job. Last year, some of our students, they work as site manager for the child care center. So they are operating the whole place. As a student, they need to do lots of because they take care of the young children. So they need to pass lots of screens. They need to fill lots of forms to show no criminal record and show their project management skills. And we receive very positive feedback. So students need to have that confidence in themselves. And those are real life professional job they are going to look for. And we have currently last year, we have around 150 students taking the placement. And we do have very good feedback from the industry. So this year we are planning to use a wider network to help this intakes students for work placement.
Agreed. I mean, it's brilliant that those 150 people have taken advantage of choices that perhaps weren't available otherwise, you know?
Yes, and it's a very competitive job market at the moment. So it's key for the students to know what the real life employers want. When I come to the UK, I didn't know in the CV, I cannot put my photo in the CV. So I put the photo on every CV I sent and then got no response at all. It takes some time to get adapted to UK culture. So when students use our employment promise scheme and use our career service, they can avoid those issues which they can avoid at early stage.
Yeah. All right. Look, we've given it an extra 5 minutes here. We've not had any questions. So I'm now going to call this meeting to an end and thank everybody for attending. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rong. Really much appreciated for your time, and our team in the background who are playing an important task of looking after all of the attendees. Okay, thank you very much. Good. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vinod. Thank you, EducateMe team. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.